Hello friends, you are welcome to Anchor Network, where you get updates of things that you really need to know. I appreciate every one of you who has been part of this channel, who has subscribed, and as many that are still contemplating whether to subscribe or not. I will encourage you to do that because I know you are not going to regret it at the end of the day. Please click the red subscribe button and also the bell icon. The bell icon is very important because if you don't click the bell icon, you will not be notified anytime we publish any news. And also, I have a gift for everyone or as many that are interested on how to build a website. There is a website link in the description section. Once you open it, there's a video that will teach you on how to build a website from beginning to the end. Thank you very much. So let's go straight to the business of the day. Fulani herdsmen blast Buhari government for planning Ruga implementation in southern Nigeria. The Kulen Ala Cattle Rearers Association of Nigeria, Kakran, has come hard on the federal government for planning to implement the now suspended Ruga settlement program to southern parts of Nigeria, which has nothing to do with pastoralism. The Kakran National President, Khalil Mohammed Bello, who spoke on Friday in Damaturu, accused the government of failing to solve pastoralist problem in Nigeria, adding that this explained the suspension of controversial Ruga settlement program. I wish to state that after thorough observation and general assessment of the government's suspended Ruga program, we understand that government was not sincere or ready to solve the problem of Nigeria's pastoralists. That was why the program generated a lot of controversy and failed to be implemented. From the very beginning, the federal government did not introduce the program as one of its economic and or agricultural policies or projects. The project was initiated hastily and furiously as a child of necessity to be used for temporary solution of farmers and herders' conflicts, Bello said. The national president noted that for any program to be successful, the target group must be involved. But in the case of the Ruga scheme, the federal government failed to involve critical stakeholders for the designing of the scheme. He added that instead of engaging the critical stakeholders concerned, government single-handedly epitomized its program and wanted to implement it nationwide without proper consideration on how the implementation will be a successful one. Bello said the project was unnecessarily extended to southern parts of this country, who have nothing to do with pastoralism. The implementation, forgetting that the fact that there was no availability of land there. As a result, they strongly rejected the execution of the program in totality. We consider the extension as a serious mistake or political blunders because Kakran don't want to see a single cow moving from northern parts of this country to southern parts unless in a heavy truck vehicle on their way to southern countries' cattle markets. Had it been the government is serious in its Ruga program, it would only restrict it in the northern states of the country, which have gazetted grazing reserves and availability of land surface. According to Kakran's national president, the non-inclusion of Kano, Jigawa, Bauchi, Gombe, Yobe, and some parts of Borno State was another indication that the Ruga program was not meant as permanent solution to Nigeria pastoralist problems. We say so for the fact that these are the states that supply meat to the southern part of the country and which have several grazing reserves for pastoralism and ready to accept the program for implementation, but were excluded from it. Why? The Ruga program in its plan focuses on executing projects such as building houses, schools, recreation centers, etc., which are not priority to our pastoralists, rather than focusing on widening the scope of the pasture and the water provision. Because no matter how beautiful you build structures for pastoralists, if there's no availability of pasture and water, they would certainly abandon that place and move to where water and pasture are, he pointed. The Fulani Association said that naming the programs as Ruga is another indication that governments conceived and approved the program without considering parties involved. Had it been we were consulted during the conceptualization of the program, the name will not be suggested Ruga. We would have suggested Dodu, D-U-R-D-U-D-E, that is vegetation or grazing areas as programs name, which would be easily understood and acceptable to the pastoralist, Bello disclosed. I think this Bello man is really making sense, whether it is a political statement or a kind of strategy to try to douse the tension or try to remove people's eye or attention from this Ruga of a thing, or just try to align with the government, or they are trying to play politics irrespective of that. But the fact that he has pinpointed some facts, they really make sense to me. That's my opinion. Like, okay, you really want to establish these things, and it was not really a policy or something that you have really pre-planned, that you have carried stakeholders along. All of a sudden you just want fire brigade approach, and that was why everybody rejected the whole thing in totality. If really you wanted to start this program, you would have started it in those areas that they really rear cattle more, just like some of the states he had mentioned. They would have started in those areas, and it would have been much better. You know that, okay, this thing is going to yield to a particular place, and as many that will be interested, or by the time they see the success of that which you have done, nobody will tell anybody. People on their own, out of their own volition, they will want to key into that program. They will like, oh, government, we want to be part of this program. Oh, government, we would like you to extend this program to our area. It will be well understood. But the manner at which they brought everything, it was just like everything was just shrouded in secrecy. And that was why everybody like, no, we are not going to take it. That because he made mention of the southerners, they don't have enough land. And according to statistics, and according to what we know, the north has a massive land which they can really do all those things. Now that you want to extend the whole thing as if it is a national career or it is a national business that everybody must be involved in, then you want to, like we all know that every tribe, every region, they have their own special business that they involve in. Like when you talk of the Igbos, you know them that these guys are big time business people in any form. When it comes to business, when it comes to spare parts, when it comes to what would I say, importation, they are good at that. When you talk of manufacturing, it is really embedded in that area. But first and foremost, when you talk about spare parts, no tribe can beat them when it comes to that. And we also have some region that are into fishing. When you talk of Ijos, we talk of the people from Ondo, all those riverine area. When you talk of fishing, you cannot take it away from them. And so also, when you talk about cattle rearing, we know that this Fulani are the major, people involved in this kind of business. So it's just like, the government is talking about on how to make a fishery, how will I put it, a fishery company, or to institute fishery company in all the 36 states of this thing. It's not really making sense. And for the fact that the kind of history that these people have, and of recent, and government has not even been able to curb the clashes between the farmers and the herders, and nobody has really been brought to book, and nobody has been arrested. It calls for people to to insinuate a lot of things, and the government, especially the president, has not said anything categorically, just like what he mentioned during the election, when the election was postponed, that anybody who snatches ballot box will pay dearly for his life. We could see that anger in him. You could see you could see the anger, how angry he was when he said it. And a lot of people supported him. Though a lot of people see like, oh, you shouldn't have used that language. But you could see that he was so angry. So because he had already gone to his home state to go and vote, all of a sudden, few hours to voting period, they just cancelled the decision. And why? Because a lot of irregularities, a lot of things really happened. A lot of malpractice had happened. And that was why, or that was one of the reasons the INEC chairman gave, that there was no way they would have continued with that election. And it affected a lot of people. And I think, ordinarily, that was what got the president angry, because he had already gone there, with all the preparation, INEC telling them that everything was in place, everything was okay. Just few minutes to this thing, and they now heard it was because of this malpractices that really happened, some things that didn't happen, and there was no way they can continue with this. So he was so angry that some people are really bent on not even going through the normal thing, and that was why he issued that statement. So if he had done the same thing on this issue of S-men, believe you me, people would have like, oh, this president is really concerned about the citizens. But people are being killed day in, day out. He doesn't care. He doesn't even make any statement. Even the one that really, that got the attention of many Nigerians, the one that happened in Benue State, it took him 3 months to go there. And when he got there, he said he had sent the IG. And the IG, he didn't know that the IG didn't go there. Even before he went, it was, after much talk, maybe after much persuasion, before he went. And people were like, didn't really like it. So those are the things. Now you now say you want to, those kind of people, you want to set them up all over the country. And that was why people say, no, 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 no. He said, no, 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 no. Even if the government didn't have that mind, or maybe that was not their plan, and people are just insinuating that they want to Fulanize or whatever. But because of that singular heart and what he has been doing from the beginning, his action towards the action of all these cattle rearers or S-men, if really had made a strong statement, people would have, okay, this man really wants our progress, or he cares. But with his attitude, people just believe that he doesn't care. And these are the people that you have not even brought them to book, you have not even arrested them, you want to now establish them all over the country. Yes, you have given people reasons to insinuate what is even not, or it could be right or not. So guys, that is just my own opinion. From this background, they've made solid submission that the government didn't go through the right way. It was just a fire brigade approach they wanted to put in this place, and that was why people rejected it, and that's why they are blasting the federal government and a Buhari-led administration. You guys, that's just what I need to say. I would like to hear your opinion concerning this submission by this background by putting down your comments in the comment section below. Thank you very much for always listening. I appreciate you so greatly. Bye.